This is the 18 to 135 Sony lens. This it's a Sony. It does have Steadyshot, which I'm using right now at a nature park with my son, if you see him moving in the background. But I wanted to have a little bit better background for this, just to kind of go through. I'm going to go through and show you some different wide angle focal lengths. What I'm doing is, sorry about the shake there, I'm got Optical Steadyshot turned on, and I've got the camera mounted on a small Manfrotto Pixie tabletop tripod. And if it's uncomfortable for me to hold this with my arm fully outstretched, that's not bad framing, but it's still basically just my neck up, and you don't see very much else behind me. And it's not comfortable. I can't hold the camera set up that long. This is more comfortable when you see that it's just really zoomed in and you really only see my face. So I'm going to switch lenses now, and this is one option for a kit lens on the A6400. Again, it's the 18 to 135 with OSS. It is a 3.5 to 5.6 variable aperture. Not a bad lens at all to start with. This is what I got on my kit, but it's not really wide enough for a lot of people to vlog with, and I'll give you some more examples here in a minute. So let me stop the recording, switch lenses to something a little bit wider, and we'll see the difference. Okay, so this is the other kit lens options. This is the 16 to 50 with Optical Steadyshot. Again, it's a variable aperture, 3.5 to 5.6. This is at 16 millimeters. Before we were at 18, which was the widest on that lens. This one at its widest aperture, 16 millimeters. It's not bad. It's a lot better. If you can see more of the background behind me while I'm still holding my arm not fully outstretched, which is just uncomfortable for me to do for any length of time. So it's just more comfortable this way. Yeah, so this is probably, if you're going to just start out and you don't have the money for any extra lenses yet, this is what I would recommend. Do the normal kit with the 16 to 50 to get you started, and then you can get another lens later if you find you need something wider. Okay, I'm sure you can see a huge difference already. This is the Sony 10 to 18 Optical Steadyshot f4. It is a constant f4 aperture, and as you can see, it is a much wider framing right now. I can hold this more comfortably if I need to hold it straight out. This is me, but I can't hold it steady. I've either not eaten enough today or I've had too much caffeine. But this is it at close to a fully outstretched arm. I'm only 5'10", so I'm not a very tall guy. And that's one thing to keep in mind. When people start talking to you about what lens to get for vlogging for a specific camera, how wide it needs to be, this is all very subjective. It's going to depend on how long your arms are. It's going to depend on how heavy all of this is to you, how heavy it is to keep your arm stretched out like this, how difficult it's going to be to hold it out. This is a lightweight camera, but this is a heavier lens. You can see the background, you can see my shoulders and my chest. My head won't be cut off. It's going to look better. You can see more of your surroundings and your background. So hopefully, if you're using the A6400, some of this will give you just a little bit better idea of some options. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a small video real quick to show the setup that I'm using, just so that you can have an idea. I received my smallrig cold shoe relocation plate in the mail this week, so I'm using that with my Rode Video Micro. Works great. I can see the screen pretty well, so much better than before. And it's a good setup. It's lightweight, but it's all metal, durable. It screws into one of the eyelets for your camera strap, so it's not going anywhere. And it just makes this a much more compact rig. I'm getting to where I really enjoy having a flip-up screen instead of the flip-out screen that I had before on my Canon. I'm getting very used to it, and I like it. It's hopefully not as noticeable when I can't stop looking at the monitor instead of the lens. Anyways, I'll keep this rather short, but that's it. That gives you an idea of different focal lengths, what might be good for you if you're wanting to vlog or at least take selfies, whatever you're wanting to do with this camera or any other camera really that's APS-C. Okay, so this is my setup with the A6400. It is on a Manfrotto tabletop. I believe it's called a Pixie. And right now it's got the 10 to 18 f4 lens on it and the Rode Video Micro. We're using the smallrig cold shoe relocation plate, I believe it's called. But it works great. It slides into the cold shoe mount. There's a little rubber foot on there so it doesn't scratch anything up. And then if we can see it over on the side, you can screw it in to the eyelet where your camera strap goes. So I've got that screwed in, and then I've got my Peak Design anchors on the side so that I can still connect it to my Peak Design strap that I use, and it basically makes it extremely easy to take it on and off. So just thought I'd give you guys a quick look of it basically. That's it. So we're gonna head home, and everybody have a good weekend. Thanks.